Greetings, my name is War-Steiner and it's the 26th of May 2023 right now. So as most people know already, today we the players of War-Steiner revolt against the snail overlords, not playing till the 14th of June, at least for me. So how did I spend the last couple days? Grinding? No, not really. I thought, what will be more interesting than researching all past economic changes from the 25th of June 2013 to now? And the answer is pretty much everything else. But my autistic ass thought it will be fun to, do it, so I started. I read through all the server updates, discussion threads and spreadsheets that I could find, screenshotted most of them, bookmarked them and compiled my findings in this video, which hopefully will still be relevant when I upload it, because it actually is a lot more than I expected and it's gonna be a lot longer than I expected. And I will go through some of the changes that I could find, not all of them. Some got also deleted or hidden, and comment on them from my perspective and my opinion, and also show some snaps from the community and hopefully paint a clear picture of how it came to the May Revolution 2023. So let's start. By the way, a little disclaimer before we really start: the list is incomplete because there was so much information that I couldn't sift through all of it, right? Because it was just so much in 10 years. So if you want anything, or if you want to add anything to this, go in the comments, write your comment below. Just tell me what you want to add to all of what I compiled here, or maybe discuss with me certain things you cannot relate to, or just interact. So let's start with the first update, the 25th of June 2013, pre 1.37, and as you can see from the text format, it's really old. All the links are non-active and routed to a site that is not accessible anymore. So I don't have access to the details, what actually changed. But these changes were quite good in total. Lower the price for new planes, in addition to battle trophies, which they just added. And of course, Gaijin, they're so smart. They took the advantages and disadvantages of two previous models into account when they made this new economy really great, really nice. And then we have August 2013. This is one of the best changes they did, and pretty much nothing will come close to it for the next 10 years. They lowered the purchase price and lowered the base repair cost. Also a little hint to the installed modification multiplier to repair cost, which will snowball into a terrible economy mechanic later. They will permanently abuse to fuck over the player base, which is hilarious. Real fun is the tier 11 to 18 system for the new players who were not there back in the day when we had a 20 tier system, and it was very historical accurate, like in quotations, historical accurate, which changed in the next patch, which is absolutely hilarious. Like this game wasn't really popular in Steam beforehand, like people didn't really know that it existed, and they completely changed everything right after they got onto Steam. So it's the famous patch 1.37 in December 18th, 2013. A completely different progression system, 20 tiers pressed into 5. Wow, yeah, now we got a great nice 5-tier system or rank system, which limits your options for research. It's great, isn't it? Like, completely. Yeah, there's nothing much to say. It was one of the worst decisions they could have made, because it absolutely limits you as a player what to do and you will see it in the future patches how they completely, based on it, destroyed like the whole historical aspect of the game. So we come to the first echo patch of 1.37 in January 2014, which was in overall a really good change because Gaijin actually lost a lot of players after they implemented the 1.37 patch, and they lowered the higher tier RP needs, like research point needs, and increased the RP gain in realistic and simulator battles by 20%, which is really good to get you going, right? You can skip the first planes really fast and get to the higher tiers faster. They cooked a little bit out on the air kills for RB and SP on the civil line gain, but in total this is a really good change. The next echo patch in April 2014. Now you see the first trap they set up in the new system. To unlock the next rank, you had to unlock 6 planes in the previous rank first. Beforehand, you could just go straight up, right, through all the tiers to top tier. Now you're forced to grind multiple lines in one go. And I love the little lie, the planes research 25% faster, right? Yes, the individual plane will research 25% faster, but you have to research 6 planes in this rank now to advance. Yeah, so you will spend a lot more time grinding planes you don't even actually want, because you need them to unlock the next rank, right? And here we see the first widespread use of the word general. Gaijin loves this word because it means literally nothing, right? A little example. You have 3 planes and you want to adjust their price, right? The first plane, it's minus 50,000, the second plane is plus 20,000, and the third plane is plus 25,000 in price. Which means in general, terms speaking, the planes got 5,000 silver lines cheaper, but nobody tells you that the silver lines modifier to gain set currency on the first plane is so damn low that all following planes take a lot longer to grind, right? And the same goes for the repair cost, right? Again, the first plane minus 300, the second plane plus 100, and the third plane plus 150. In general terms, the repairs went down, yeah? In realistic terms, nobody wants the first plane with a 15% silver line modifier. But thank you, Gaijin, for lowering the amount of golden eagles needed, or you need to spend for modification, unlocking, and research point conversion. Thank you there for that. Yeah, a golden eagles is the premium currency for the people who do not know. Yeah, nice, thank you. And here's a picture to show you the RP cost per rank after the 1.39 patch. As I said before, on the first glance it looks really nice. On the second, you need to be reminded that you are now forced to research at least 6 more planes per tier or per rank, which increased the total RP needed to progress, so it's actually a lot worse. And the only thing they did well is to change the malus on RP gain per rank difference. Hard to imagine that you only got 90% of research points for 1 rank difference, right? Like, it's completely insane. This was a really good change. So now the first changes of 1.41 at May 14th, 2014. Of course, I don't have access to the data, but I found nice comments. I'm afraid was ahead of his time, calling out the BR system even back then already, right? Hilarious dude. He was really a mastermind. The next adjustments followed on June 5th of 2014. Of course, I don't have access to the data again, but the community had some things to say about it, which is incredible hilarious. The BR system was hated so much in the day, even more than now, which by the way set a precedent for the future interaction with Gaijin. It was just like a glimpse in the future. Xarek 90 was onto something. To 180% SL to 150% SL gain decrease. Yeah, we can check the current Panzer IV stats, and we see it's 105% with premium. And if you think arcade looks better, it's 75% with premium, right? Just a little difference when people say War Thunder in the earlier days was a lot better and a lot fairer. They mean exactly this situation. Also, the player base was already really, like annoyed by Gaijin, that they didn't give a fuck, right? Even back then, 2014. So it's July 2014. These are the next changes they did, reducing the reward for ground forces, or in short, GF. I will call them GF in the future, to fit the air forces, in short AF, which is nice. Back in the day, the ground force rewards were really great, and you could progress really fast, but Gaijin didn't like that at all. Also, they implemented the 1± BR matchmaking change, which is to this day still active. August 2014, things got a little bit changed up in the ground forces department. In short, base shells stayed the same. APCR got a lot cheaper. Unlockable shells, which were better than the base shells, got a lot more expensive. HE was useless back then, so don't mind me. And here's a little example from a death block on the 2nd October of 2014. Yeah, the future of matchmaking. And I love that part. We plan to completely remove the battle rating from realistic battles, which they never went through. They wrote about this only this one time, as far as I know, to quell the BR uproar in the past updates, right? And then they continued with like things like usual, right? Reminds you of something, maybe, like if you think really care. Now it's the 18th of February 2015. Great changes. Mixed RB battles because queue times are too long, yeah, in the eyes of the snail. Of course, Captain Yak Sparrow called them out on their bullshit. Same goes for Down I Killed You, which actually killed me once. Remember, this is back in 2015 and Gaijin already ignored the wishes of the community. Also, really nice, because here is Admiral Donuts. Maybe it's a joke on donuts. And I actually engaged with him back in the day. And he's an absolute OG. And he quit in September 2019. Remember that. It's gonna be really interesting later on. April 2015 rolls around. More changes, more data I don't have access to. But what is the community saying? Yeah, so they actually adjusted the BRs and people in general are happy, except the economy is still fucky. And now the worst change in the world, the Friendly Fire update on the May 6, 2015. God, it was a better time before 2015, seriously. The community thought so too back then. Instead of punishing TKs harder, they advocated for more abuse and trolling. This was the start of shoving, blocking, and right-out bullying allies without repercussions, which was terrible. Like, it was a terrible change. So it's June 2015. Some more adjustments in ground forces RP gain, which now accounts for the BR differences. If the target is on the lower BR, the rewards will be lower and vice versa, right? So comes the 22nd of September 2015. More compression of the BR for shorter queue times. Also a burst out that things don't get historical accurate anymore, right? From the community. Things really don't change, do they? Come November 11th, 2015, more changes to the premium vehicle economy, but for some other vehicles, yeah, they just got cooked, it seems. The community is still outraged because in practice you actually earned less silver lions afterwards, except with some special premiums, which yeah, was terrible. And even more changes in January 2016, where the community cried with joy for the new 8.0 top tier bracket. Sadly, back then the ground force research rate went already really down, and it started to take quite some time to get to the new vehicles. And at the end of January 2016 they fixed some issue, so just so you can see the changes. If you look carefully, you can already see a pattern in the way repair costs got handled, right? Just take some seconds, soak it in. So in June 2016 there was the next big economy change. The lifting of requirements was a good change. Also the RP gain for some aircrafts got lowered, of course. This is also the first time I see the server hamster meme mentioned in the War-Steiner community, which is quite hilarious in my eyes. So on to February 2017. This was the beginning of the end for bomber farming. Right, lowered rewards for base bombing all across the board, really nice, thank you Gaijin. And the community was actually not happy with new changes, again, as always. A day later these changes got implemented and some more changes got just put on, and in total very average and just a little bit more grindy in total, right, it's nothing special. In April 2017 they did some good changes for the PvE modes and the RP gain in ground forces and air forces. Also, as always, repair costs got adjusted, as you will read this in pretty much every update. Something I didn't know was that there was a time where Tech 3 vehicles were more profitable than premiums. As you always learn a little bit more, I guess. Well, July 2017 comes around and bombing got even more smashed, ransacked, cooked. And yeah, in September 2017 the Great Foldering began, which accelerated the grind. Nice little choice, right? And a little add-on was the increase of battle rewards for battle tasks. So October 2017, something really great came along. The big reduction of research points in civil lines and the new tier 6 or rank 6 with all the top tier vehicles. Little fun fact, you gotta research 6 vehicles in rank 5 to access them. Therefore it actually made the grind a little bit longer, right? Because now you had to grind more vehicles to access these new vehicles. Just to sum up all the echo changes in April 2018. Yeah, exactly. And here's a little fun fact. I just found out that the creators of user-generated content get paid in Gaijin coins, the marketplace currency of the game itself, which is hilarious because it's actually fueling their own addiction. And it's a never-ending circle of abuse. Yeah. And to top it all off, in September the BR kill adjustment came along, which punished people who shot on low tier vehicles in top tier. Back then there wasn't God mode medal, which was just trolling on the part of the players. So now the echo changes of October 2018 came along. This was the beginning of the end, because this introduced activity-based rewards. So your rewards were based on the time spent in-game, not the actual skill. The quicker the game ended, the lower your rewards were, and vice versa. This was implemented to punish high-skill players and to dampen the RP gain across the board. because when you play good, you have fast games and you gain more RP per time unit, right? Now you get punished for short games and being more efficient. So basically it only mattered how long you play, not how good you play, which is nice. Thank you for this terrible system, Gaijin, which people still hate today, right? And here's a little graph of the new system will not affect the rewards for actions in battle, right? Now take this with a big bag of salt, but I'm pretty sure they changed it over the time. It was a slowly but steady change. And of course the whole community was really mad at them. They done goofed, basically. And here's the first crisis that came to light. It was painfully obvious that the new system was exploitive and intransparent. Nobody really knew what were the metrics behind it, like the statistics or anything. So yeah, thank you Gaijin for this. And here's the typical Gaijin talk as an answer. It's basically, boys, you are just too stupid to understand what we're doing. Shut up and read next time. What we're doing is good for you. Sounds familiar, right? Like, it just sounds familiar, right? And some more comments from the community. Yeah. Now, there was a little add-on to these changes in October 2018. 20% less rewards for simulated battles to match the average RP income in other game modes. But wait, didn't a Gaijin employee say that RB and SB should get more rewards because they are a lot more difficult to play? Activate your almonds, doesn't it? Of course, there was an outcry for censorship in the forums, which they did, by the way. And yeah, nothing really changed. In November 2018, the parts and fire prevention equipment cost was reduced for the next couple months. For whatever reason, they limited the change because they feared they will lose money over it, I guess. And then we have players like External. Thanks for that, for the support for the community. Yeah, imagine you will have free parts and fire prevention equipment in high or top tier, with all the drones, helis, close air support, AP, FS, DS rounds, and so many more things that can just instantly fuck you up really bad and make you suffer through all this. And God, imagine the total revenue that Gaijin will lose. Oh no. Also, he supports cutting corners in top tier. I bet he also bought top tier jets right after the release, right? I actually looked it up, and no, his most played tanks are the premium tanks, of course, for Germany and the USA. Not that I am the better person. These are my most played tanks, and I'm a lot worse. But I don't beg Gaijin to not make parts and fire prevention equipment free of charge. I'm all for it, because it's a frustrating mechanic that coaxes you into spending money, and everybody knows how utterly soul-crushing it is to burn out in top tier because you do not have fire prevention equipment. December 2018, increase of RP gain for premium vehicles, which is nice. And with the RP increase, of course, something else came up, right? How critical damage got calculated. To break up the changes really quick and easy. Crits only count when you kill a member, because be serious, when you get penetrated by a 125mm armor-piercing shell, you're not unconscious, you're killed. Or set the vehicle on fire. So only one crit per enemy, Also no crits for barrel, track or anything else, and the same goes for the air forces, only 1 crit per enemy, nothing else. And of course the modern Leaf thinks this is a great change. The community disagrees, the change was utterly shit, and it lowered the rewards for the average players a lot over the longer period of time. It was really a dick move of Gaijin. So there is a nice echo change in February 2019. I'm just gonna show you the community reaction and let you piece together the changes for yourself. Good? Good. With the changes to the economy, cap changes came to how caps got handled. And you remember the time when people actually stopped in front of the cap zone, that as many as possible of players got into it and get the respawn points? Yeah? That change is the reason why it stopped. Respawn points got split between all cappers, right? According to the time in the cap. Which seems fair, right? No. Totally wrong. Like, in a whole picture, this was like the worst change that could happen. Because in the long run, you reduce a total playtime, because fewer targets to kill, and less incentive to actually cap the point, because your reward was lessened when you played the objective. And it actually lowered the overall RP SL gain of all the matches, because they got a lot shorter and there were a lot less targets to shoot at, because they didn't have the research points. So the idea is to fuck you over. Nothing else. This is why they did it. Here are some nice changes for March 2019. Getting the lower jets back to normal SL levels, which is typical for Gaijin. First they keep them on top tier levels till the next top tier vehicles come out, then they reduce them a bit and give the top tier jets an even higher SL cost. It's hilarious. But all in all, the changes were quite good and the community was very happy about them. In the same turn, they folded some vehicles and moved them up to a higher rank, and some up to a high rank. Also, a little bit later, they reduced the cost of fire prevention equipment and parts in rank 7, which is really good. April 2019, new economic changes. So pretty much in general, a good improvement. They lowered many things and adjusted repair rates quite well. And then comes around May. Yeah, May 2019. The community was not thrilled, but apparently they were always intended to be this expensive for top tier vehicles. As I said beforehand, this is what they do most of the time. And July 2019 came along. Modification change. Yeah, the prices of modifications change to whatever they were. I didn't look them up. You can do yourself. I have the link in the description. But it also got so poorly communicated, which shows in the reaction of the community. And something I didn't understand under the additional changes, you only have like 3 comments, right? Then nothing. Like, people deleted comments or somebody just stopped. Normally you have 4 or 5 sides of critique, feedback, information, whatever. Here you have nothing. And along comes November 2019. Easy anti-cheat. One of the most useless changes and additions you could have done in War Thunder. To this day, Gaijin refuses to acknowledge cheating, ESP usage, botting, or any form of third-party intervention in the game. Thank you for nothing. Anti-cheat. Easy anti-cheat, thank you. December 2019 comes along. Tons of changes for the economy again. Of course, thankfully, Arthur Wood was so nice to describe them all and put them in a nice list. I really love how Gaijin hated SAMs back in the day. Like, the repair cost was horrendous for the flak rod. Still is pretty high in my opinion. While the others just enjoyed that jets got cheaper and bombers got lower too. So yeah, we got that. January 2020 rolls around. Again, just one picture to sum up the changes. Yeah. April 2020. First steps to the rank-based economy, and of course, they need to tamper with the matchmaking. Thank you. June 2020. Good. Best. Fuck. So we got huge BR changes and of course more repair costs, which utterly destroyed the economy. Thank you for that. September 2020. Devaluation of premium vehicles. Also defoldering. Yay. October 2020. Even more echo changes. Let's see what the player base has to say to this. Yeah. Not much to say to this, to be honest. It gets worse and worse. Also, November 2020. Have fun, the 10 players playing ships, right? Boats. Separating the trees into coastal and blue water. So have fun buying more premiums if you want to progress faster. But wait, it gets worse. December 2020. It's fuck. 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 Fucking fuck. Trenches got even longer, yeah, in February 2021. Not harder, but you just need more kills and assists. You need to invest much more time to complete them, and it was not a good change. And this is July 2021. This is the prelude to all that's to come in 2023. Thanks to the new way calculating activity and activity rewards, short games became technically useless. This was a precedent for botting in War-Steiner because it didn't really matter. Spending long times in battle, holding the average skill level of doing nothing, and don't get it confused even when they say it here. Shorter games are never profitable. Never. And don't forget the changes to the victory bonus. Now we have lowered the bonus of winning, but also increased the bonus of losing, literally destroying any incentive to actually win, because it doesn't matter much anymore if you win or not. Love the last sentence, by the way. The best players on the losing team will not always actually play well enough to deserve the extra bonus. Nice, thank you, Gaijin. Really nice. Just imagine, like, you're losing anyway, and Gaijin, like, you're playing really hard, and Gaijin is like, you didn't play hard enough, that's why you lost, you lazy motherfucker. So the community was stunned, angry, went to the forums, got banned and warned. The planned economy changes got implemented with minimum to no changes. And to top it all off, in August 2021, they increased the rank limit for vehicles even further. Or they brought it back up, to be honest, to the normal level they had in 2014. Pretty close to it. It's February 2022, and I will just show a short comedy in 3 parts. Hilarious, isn't it? This echo update introduced, in quotations, more like forced rank-based economy. Yeah, what a great bullshit this is. All that's written here is basically a lie. It's homemade calculations. Yeah? Best case scenario, which will never apply in real situations. And the best part is, the poll they put up was choosing between AIDS and cancer. So we reduced the bonus for winning while increasing it for losing, right? All the calculations are quite, in quotations, general, but as explained before with the 3 planes, in theory it seems good, in reality you're getting banned by Gaijin. Also, a big controversial change was the Panzer IV move to rank 2. And I love how some people think like, stop complaining, be happy, you can grind the battle pass with your favorite tanks, vehicles, whatever. And thank you, Bleeding Uranium at Life, for that insightful comment. Thank you very much. So yes, even better news, the PvP mode for helicopters is gone because it was a total mess. And the PvE mode, which will get cooked in a year, will be the only way to properly research helicopters. Nice, thank you Gaijin. Great changes. Not. And so just to show you the average change in repair costs and rewards, just look at it. You can see it, don't you? No? Alright. First of all, where the repair costs sank, the rewards sank too, mostly. Not all. It's basically a 1-to-1 equilibrium. Second, average doesn't mean shit when Gaijin is the one setting it up. And to top it all off, we got fucking drones. Nobody, absolutely nobody, wanted more close air support options in high to top tier. Nobody got up in the morning and was like, hey, you know what will be a fun mechanic in War Thunder? Drones who shoot ATGMs. That will be really improve the gameplay in top tier. Oh, such a good change. To get killed from something you can't see, can't counter, can't do anything against it. I remember a time where Gaijin refused to put in artillery, like player-controlled artillery, like in World of Tanks, because it will be too frustrating to be killed by something you cannot counter and cannot see. And as usual for Gaijin, they introduced the drones with an absolute broken spawn model right above the battlefield in an angle so that the most radars don't pick them up, basically securing you 2 kills. Thank you very much. Little fun fact. And it's really important that we are on the same picture here. Killing something in your drone doesn't give you much silver lines or research points. They're only implemented this mechanic to fuck over the players with repair costs. Because for the attacker there is no real benefit to spawn a drone except to revenge close air support in a safe and protected manner. Right? It's just to spite the other players. This is why you will never see me use a drone. I think in the whole time they introduced the drones, I think I used it 4 to 5 times. Just because there was a guy camping in a really disgusting spot and killed more than half the team alone, and he got an atom bomb and we lost anyway, but never mind. So yeah, they changed the crit hits more and more, like they returned to the old knockout and burn crit mechanic. So yeah, we got that, which is nice. Not. In November 2022, they finally fixed the UAV drones and made it a bit more bearable, but it's still fucking bad. Yeah. So now the last chapter of the echo changes showed up. May 2023. Fucking hell. Top tier was barely playable, even with premium time and some premium vehicles in the lineup. Free repairs in the hangar got utterly destroyed. It took some vehicles up to 14 days to be repaired for free, because it's a high rank and therefore it should take longer to repair, because it's a rank based economy. Also, little fun fact, in case of 50% increase is normal for Gaijin. When something gets 50% more expensive, it's okay for Gaijin. It's justified. And I love the answer of Smin 1080p. Nah, bro. Cause fuck you. This is what this literally is. RIP to hilly PvE, also RIP to rarely played vehicles. This is what I mean with the middle value is totally useless. And now the burner, right? Like the burner. Lack of understanding. Stoner, my guy. We completely understand what the fuck is going on, but we are not a part of it, you know. Also get shit-faced with your average repair cost reduction. Fuck the average. Changes to the premium vehicles, of course, was a big part of the outrage too, especially the wording. If the vehicle's income is higher than needed, right? Who the fuck decides what the need is? You, Gaijin? You greedy little snail? I swear these people are out of touch with reality. Now let us talk about the great free-to-play later. As I said in the May 26th video, we could talk hours about this, like literally hours. But I just think this video will already be far too long anyway. Right now it should be around 43 minutes. So yeah, let's go over it. You can't give a player everything at once. I missed all the premiums you can buy and enter top tier matches at 11.0 battle rating, or event vehicles, or just put down a ton of money to convert most of your research points, of your free research points. You don't want to give the player everything at once because you want him to spend money. Which is understandable. You are a business and you need to generate an income. Relatable. Completely. But don't act like you're doing it for the player. Later vehicles are more difficult to play, you say, right? So why can a level 1 noob buy a 11.3 battle rating premium plane? Tell me. Why not just, lock it behind a level cap? You have to be level 30. Level 30 is reached really fast. Just 2 weeks when you're bad. Right? No problem there. 80% have never paid a dime into the game. You mean the 80% of that players who never leave rank 1? You sure you want to word it like this? Because Oddboss made a great little survey. 50,000 votes. Nearly 50-50. So of course you will have tons of players trying the game, deciding it's not their cup of tea, and fuck right off again. Without spending a dime, of course, understandable. But these are not the players for whom you keep the lights on. These are not the players who use the game, who use the product that you provide. These are not the free-to-play players. In any game, players play only, seriously, when they have fun. But in a free-to-play game, players only pay if the game really entertains them. Bruh. Do you even listen to yourself sometimes? Reread that sentence. In any game, players play only when they have fun. But in a free-to-play game, players only pay if the game really entertains them. Wild idea. Hear me out. Wild idea. Then make the game fun and rewarding, so that most of the players actually stay and have fun. What the absolute fucking hell? Gaijin made 250 million in 2021. That's more than EA got out of Battlefront 2 in complete sales. Unlocking vehicles gradually. Then set a lock on premiums in high tiers. Seriously. Balance top tier vehicles. You mean that even with premium vehicles plus talismans, it takes around 1,800 hours to reach one top tier vehicle? That's balanced to reach a top tier vehicle, Gaijin? Of course it will have to earn money. You made 250 million in 2021. Your monthly spending comes around 7 million. You make good money. You could make so much more when you will actually use the game, build a really dedicated and passionate community, and make them actually enjoy the game, because you said it yourself. Only people, or only players, or players only pay if the game really entertains them, right? It's a mindfuck. Like, I while I'm reading this, I really feel the aneurysm coming up. Also, multiple modes. Where do we have multiple modes? We have enduring confrontation taken away. Just AB, RB, SB. What the fuck are you on, guys? This little PvE? Thank you very much for the multiple modes that we all enjoy. There shouldn't be too many farming vehicles. Have you ever played your own game on 10.0? Ground battles? Termst? The CV90s? The Leo A4s? What the fuck? It's only that. This is like permanently. This is the like. There are so many pictures in the internet where the whole team is just terms. What? The last part really takes the cake for me. It's really the best. It just shows how deranged Gaijin actually is. What they're thinking. That's incredible. This whole letter is a great study on human psychology, like human thinking, like superiority complex. We'll definitely consider all of your suggestions. Sure you will, Gaijin. Sure you will. Like in the last 10 years? Also, don't call negative critique review bombing. You deserve it. It was a normal review, and you're just angry that you couldn't monitor and ban us, like in the official forums. You have a strong case of 1984 syndrome, and you're so detached from the player base. And your apology is just a farce, and here's the future, how it will go down. You will make some minor adjustments so the majority of the casual players will be a little bit happier, like they will forgive you, they will forget you. Then you will continue with your stupid shit in 6 to 9 months. because you do not know how to interact with your community. Also, you honestly don't give a fuck. Yeah, like, we can see it. We can all see it. Don't act like you care. And because we players are nothing but wallets to you that you need to empty. The only thing you did well in the last 10 years is creating an addictive game to hold your player base. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's all you are, War Thunder. That's all you are, Gaijin. You're nothing but dealers. And we are your addicts. I am your addict. But I'm really fed up. And I really mean fed up. Because I love the game. I really do, and I invested a lot of money. $4,500 at least. Well, a little bit above that. But don't let my wife hear that. And this was just a reaction of 10 years full of distrust. And you not giving a single fuck. Thank you for listening to all this rambling and the information that I accumulated. Down in the description you will find all the links, all the spreadsheets, all the changes that I could still access. And you can read for yourself. It's around 105 links, I think, if I can fit them all in there. Else I will have to sort them out a bit. I really hope you enjoyed it a little bit. I hope it wasn't too dry, but I just wanted to show you like the way we went in the game and actually showed that nothing improved since 2013, but actually just got worse. And it pains me to see that most people don't give a fuck about this game. Like the biggest part of this player base just does not give a fuck about this game. They're not active on Reddit and YouTube or something. They honestly don't care. They just want to fly their planes. They just want to drive their tanks. They just want to surf on their ships. And they don't know. They don't understand what's behind the game. And they don't care, honestly. So yeah, thank you for listening. It was quite a lot of effort. It took me around 3 to 4 days to actually compile every information, write a script, and get everything going. Editing the video will take another day, I guess. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like and a comment. Subscribe if you want more video game based. Who knows how long I will keep up with War Thunder. Video game based videos. And yeah, see you in the future. Good luck. Have fun.